Hello, happy Holy Thursday. This day is sometimes called Maundy Thursday, and the reason is because this is the day when Jesus gives the new command, right? Love one another. I command you to love one another as I have loved you. And so apparently in Latin, there's this word, I wrote it down, it's mandatum, or it stands for mandate, or that's where they get the Maundy Thursday from. It's like saying it's Command Thursday, right? Instead of Holy Thursday, it's can be like Command Thursday, but they call it Maundy Thursday after this Latin word for really the word command. I command you to, it's like I mandate you to love one another, not just regular love, but love one another as I have loved you. That's in essence the reason for the name for this day of Holy Thursday. But we'll go into all the other things that happen this day. It's a big day with the Last Supper and foot washing and all of that. Just to clarify, this is the day that we commemorate these events. And the big kind of takeaways from this day are the new commandments, the foot washing, the Last Supper. So much went on Thursday though, so it's a lot to kind of encapsulate in one super quick video. But so they have the Last Supper in the upper room, and then it starts out with the foot washing, and Jesus gives them the new command to love one another, which we'll read some of that in a minute. And then it kind of switches over to where Judas is going to betray him, and Jesus is totally knowing that it's going to happen and that it's going to be Judas, kind of calls him out over dinner about it. And then goes into the Mount of Olives and the garden, and he's just like sweating blood. He's so stressed out and like praying, like this is the whole like not my will but yours, God. And then the angels come and attend to him. So that's a like big night. And then the soldiers or whoever comes to get Jesus, and then Judas like betrays him with a kiss. So to like identify like this is to the soldiers, like this is Jesus, and he kisses him. And it's just so cold. But anyway, let's read a little bit about the washing of the disciples' feet. A lot of churches do that on Thursday to like, again, commemorate, I think is the right word, but the event. But I think that would be awesome to be a part of a church that did that. But anyway, so this is in John 13. Jesus washes his disciples' feet. It was just before the Passover festival. Jesus knew that the hour had come for him to leave this world and go to the Father. Having loved his own who were in the world, he loved them to the end. The evening meal was in progress, and the devil had already prompted Judas, the son of Simon Iscariot, to betray Jesus. Jesus knew that the Father had put all things under his power, and that he had come from God and was returning to God. So he got up from the meal, took off his outer clothing, and wrapped a towel around his waist. After that, he poured water into a basin and began to wash his disciples' feet, drying them with a towel that was wrapped around him. He came to Simon Peter, who said to him, "Lord, are you going to wash my feet?" Jesus replied, "You do not realize now what I am doing, but later you will understand." "No," said Peter, "you shall never wash my feet." Jesus answered, "Unless I wash you, you have no part with me." "Then, Lord," Simon Peter replied, "not just my feet, but my hands and my head as well." Jesus answered, "Those who have had a bath need only to wash their feet. Their whole body is clean, and you are clean, though not every one of you." And he's talking about Judas there. For he knew who was going to betray him, and that was why he said not everyone was clean. When he had finished washing their feet, he put on his clothes and returned to his place. Do you understand what I have done for you? He asked them. You call me teacher and Lord, and rightly so, for that is what I am. Now that I, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet, you also should wash one another's feet. I have set you an example so that you should do as I have done for you. Very truly, I tell you, no servant is greater than his master, nor is a messenger greater than the one who sent him. Now that you know these things, you will be blessed if you do them. So in John 13:34 is where Jesus gives them the new commandment. A new command I give you, love one another. As I have loved you, so you must love one another. By this, everyone will know that you are my disciples, if you love one another. So he's taking it up a notch. He's saying, don't just love each other. Love as I've loved you. That's a lot of love. So I like that part. Jesus comforts his disciples. He talks about Jesus, he's the way to the Father. Jesus promises the Holy Spirit. There's so much in here. Talks about the vine and the branches. So here in John 15 is where he gives them the new command. So we'll read just the end of that, although the vine and branches is one of my favorite parts in the whole Bible. But we'll read half of it. So John 15, starting in verse 9. As the Father has loved me, so have I loved you. Now remain in my love. If you keep my commands, you will remain in my love, just as I have kept my Father's commands and remain in his love. I have told you this so that my joy may be in you and that your joy may be complete. My command is this: love each other as I have loved you. Greater love has no one than this, to lay down one's life for one's friends. You are my friends if you do what I command. You did not choose me, but I chose you and appointed you so that you might go and bear fruit, fruit that will last, and so that whatever you ask in my name, the Father will give you. This is my command: love each other. Then he talks about how the world hates the disciples, how they persecuted Jesus, so they're going to persecute the disciples. They hated Jesus for no reason, and they're going to hate sometimes the Christians for no reason. Talks about the work of the Holy Spirit. The disciples' grief will turn to joy. Jesus prays to be glorified. Jesus prays for his disciples. Jesus prays for all believers. Let's read that. My prayer is not for them alone. I pray also for those who will believe in me through their message, that all of them may be one. Father, just as you are in me and I am in you, may they also be in us, so that the world may believe that you have sent me. I have given them the glory that you gave me, that they may be one as we are one, I and them and you and me, so that they may be brought to complete unity. Then the world will know that you sent me and have loved them even as you have loved me. And then we'll just read the last. What are we in? John 17:26. I have made you known to them and will continue to make you known, in order that the love you have for me may be in them, and that I myself may be in them. Then Jesus is arrested, and it just goes on from there. But anyway, so that is Holy Thursday. Let me just check my notes, see if I'm missing anything. They're in the upper room. They're going to have the Last Supper. They're having the Passover feast. This is where we get communion from, right? Because he's like, this is my body given for you. This is my blood given for you. And we do that as communion still. He does the foot washing before that. Calls out Jesus by dipping the bread into the wine over dinner and handing it to Judas to show like which one is going to betray him. I think that's all the big Holy Thursday things. But anyway, take away the new commandment, which is different than in the past. You know, it's a new commandment he's giving. That's big. The foot washing is big. It's a good, like, example of how to live out that command. And then the Last Supper and the communion and all of that. So anyway, sorry, that's just like kind of like a weird recap, but it's so much information to try to like summarize. And there's so much that I've left out. So I strongly recommend going and reading the sections yourself. Have a good day. Bye.